What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Wasn't planning on doing this, but hey, man, look, the end of the season, and it's not officially over yet, but it it looks like we have a Super Bowl champion. The Philadelphia Eagles have won the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs will not three-peat. Thank God for that. Because I truly believe that if they would have three-peated, it would not have been good for the sport of football and the actual fans of the sport of football. So Philly's gonna burn to the ground tonight. Love to see that. Um, that, but I really want to talk about this, and I want to talk about it for one reason because the Philadelphia Eagles didn't just win the Super Bowl. They essentially dominated the Kansas City Chiefs. Like the Chiefs has not been dominating the Patrick Mahomes era. The score is currently 37-6. Um, they could be getting ready to hang a 40 burger on the Chiefs. Um, this I think even the Super Bowl versus Tampa, it was to the point where Tampa Bay dominated, but at least it looked like Kansas City had a little bit of life early. Kansas City had zero life in this game, and you could tell. I mean, this was just a dominating effort by the Eagles. Um, but I want to talk about it for one reason because, as everyone knows, the Philadelphia Eagles lost 3 times this season, and one of those losses was to the Atlanta Falcons. So you beat the Super Bowl champions. For everything we're getting ready to talk about, for all the criticism that's getting ready to come this team's way, for what happened with Kirk Cousins, for how we've been, and listen, not drafting a guy like Cooper DeJean, yeah, that looks absolutely stupid on the part of Terry Fontenot. Some people would even say not drafting Jalen Carter and instead taking Bijan Robinson was a stupid move. Now, Bijan is a great player. He's going to be a great player. He's a cornerstone for this franchise. However, why the Eagles won the Super Bowl is for one simple reason. Why the Kansas City Chiefs were dominated and held to 6 points is for a very simple reason. The Eagles have a defense. And they have a front seven that is going to get after you and make life hell for you. That's what the Atlanta Falcons don't have. That's why the Atlanta Falcons weren't able to finish the job back in 2017. Because they did not have a front seven. With all due respect to Grady Jarrett, he was really the only one. The Eagles, you look at it, obviously Jalen Carter was getting pressure. Josh Sweat got 3 sacks. That front seven and how it was established, and the coaching of a guy like Fangio, who is one of the best defensive minds in this game, is why the Philadelphia Eagles are getting ready to be partying on Broadway for an entire offseason. But you beat the Super Bowl champions. So for all we're getting ready to talk about, and no one can deny this now, you must be doing a little something right. You must be doing a little something right. And I don't care if it was in week 2. I don't care. And you beat them in their house too. A game that no one gave you a chance heading into. In prime time nonetheless. So you must be doing something right. You must have something going. And we can carry this into the offseason and say, for all that went wrong down the stretch, we beat the Super Bowl champions. I even know me for one, I'm getting ready to go on Twitter and say we're the real Super Bowl champions because in my eyes, well, we kind of are. Obviously, I don't believe that. But hey, technically, Is it wrong? Am I wrong? Because, like, if we're in wrestling now and someone becomes the champion, but you beat the champion, you're automatically entitled to a title match. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. But we beat the Super Bowl champions. Therefore, in my eyes, that makes us the real Super Bowl champions. But no, man, look. Something, for all that we want to talk about, you got to be doing something right. So, honestly, and I'm looking at it right now. Milton Williams, 2 sacks. Zach Bond, an interception. Man, talk about the signing Zach Bond was in free agency. Josh Sweat, 2.5 sacks. This is how you win in the NFL today, and I'm gonna say it. I'm going to say it. Defense wins championships in this league, and it's what the Falcons don't have. So it's why this has to be an offseason focused all around the defense. I don't care how you really put it. This has to be focused all around the defense. Because what the Philadelphia Eagles just did, they built that defense from the front, free agency, and the draft. They put all focus towards that defense and building from up front and then going into the secondary. And that is how you win. That's how you win in the NFL. Give props to Howie Roseman, man, because Howie Roseman, no one I think can argue is the best GM in the NFL. What he has done, he has now built 2 Super Bowl champion teams. He has now put that Philly team in a position where they're getting to the playoffs every year. You take a guy like Jalen Hurts, who everyone was thinking, what the hell are you doing when you draft this guy? And now he's about to be a Super Bowl champion. They won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles starting. So something's got to give. Something's got to give. If Philadelphia can do it, then why the hell can't the Falcons? Other than the fact that Philadelphia actually, they know the modern day recipe for success in this league. The Chiefs, even though they got their asses kicked, why the Chiefs were able to win up to this point was not necessarily because of Patrick Mahomes, it was because of their defense. And today, that defense obviously did an amazing job at not giving Mahomes any opening at all. But give props to the Eagles offense for also being able to dominate that defense. Putting a 40-burger up on them. So something's got to give, though, because we beat the Super Bowl champions. So where did things go wrong? And I'm going to tell you exactly where they went wrong. They went wrong with the defense. This is another painful reminder that the Atlanta Falcons, they're not as far away as we think. They're not. If we're being real, yeah. We got a quarterback. We got pieces on offense. But as long as we have a defense that continues to neglect the front seven and continues to just say, with Jesse Bates and AJ Terrell, as long as we have those two, we can put a bunch of other bums around and we'll be okay. No. And you don't necessarily even have to have a team full of superstars. Now, Philadelphia does have their superstar in the middle with Jalen Carter, but is Josh Sweat really a superstar? Is a Milton Williams really a superstar? Zach Bond was picked up off the street. And now he's getting ready to get paid this offseason, but it's because he, in many ways, was put in a good position. He was. It's about how you build the front seven in this league. That's how you're going to win. That at the end of the day, that dictates where you're going. How your front seven is built. And the Falcons have an aging Grady Jarrett and a bunch of guys who honestly, from what at least we saw last year, did not fit in the defense. Now, I do honestly think the Jeff Ulbrich defense does fit this team better. And there you go. Intercepted. Intercepted. So this goes to show you. Oh shit, he may bring this back. We'll see if that holds up. But look, man, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, they're having fun. They know what's coming in 5 minutes. So look, man. Yeah, this maybe it's coming back, maybe it's not. Who knows? All right, it's on the defense, but still, don't matter at this point. Eagles are your Super Bowl champions. The Falcons beat the Super Bowl champions. So something must be going right. But why weren't we in the playoffs? It's a painful reminder. So I wasn't planning on being on here real long. I will say, might be going live in a couple days. I do plan on. This is what I plan on doing because now, obviously, listen. This is the beginning of the off season. I said this. The off season doesn't really start until the Super Bowl ends, and the Super Bowl's getting ready to end. So we are getting ready to start the long dreaded off season. So there's a lot we got to talk about because this is the biggest offseason of Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris's careers. They got to knock it out of the park this offseason with free agency and especially with the draft. Especially with the draft. You got to draft impact guys because it's what Philadelphia has done. Impact guys. These are their guys. It's not like Philadelphia is having to go out and spend big money in free agency to go out and get a superstar. No, you get a Zach Bond off the street. I believe a lot of these guys that, a lot of these guys are Georgia Bulldogs. But it's not just that. I think Josh Sweat is their homegrown. Milton Williams is their homegrown. So something's got to give, man. It does. And as I'm going to continue to tell people, this is a matter of actually putting all you got into the defense. And I've already started on looking at how this offseason could go to get the Falcons in a position for success in the 2025 season. And let me tell you, there's a lot we're going to have to address. The first thing is the Kirk Cousins thing. The second thing, obviously, there's other guys. What do we do with a guy like Grady Jarrett, who obviously has been a lifelong career Falcon, but is just making too much money for as little production as we're getting from him in the twilight of his career? But we have to really start looking forward to how do we build a successful product. And that starts with the defense. That starts with actually putting resources in the defense. So I'm definitely going to be talking about that. Looking forward to free agency. Obviously, draft season is getting ready to roll around here also with the combine and stuff. So look, this is the biggest offseason of Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris's career. And if they do not get this thing right, they will both be out of jobs this time next year. Mark my words, they will both be out of jobs. Anyways, man, with that being said, congrats to the Eagles. Fuck the Chiefs. Glad they didn't win this. And guess what? The Eagles showed the Falcons how to hold on to a big lead in the Super Bowl. So there you go. But we did beat the Eagles, so as far as I'm concerned, we're the real Super Bowl champions. No, I'm kidding. But look, in all seriousness, this is about to be the biggest offseason of Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris's career. And if they fail, if they lay an egg, they will both be out of jobs this time next year. With that being said, Enjoy your night. I will see you all soon. It is going to be a very exciting off season around here. And maybe I'll either be slightly impressed. Maybe I'll find enough to get excited for next season. They might shit the bed enough to where I'm just saying, get these two out of here already. Well, man, with that being said, I will see you all in the next one.